Okay, here at the Watchmen Way, 12820. I was called by God twice. First time in 2014. Uh, he called me to warn as many people as I could, as quickly as I could, about the coming first ever worldwide economic collapse, about the draining of the worldwide swamp, and the exposure of the worldwide satanic pedophile ring that's been ruling the world for thousands of years, including the Vatican, the royal family, former U.S. presidents. Uh, do your homework on Epstein Island, Pedo Island, Lolita Express, the plane. Look at who went to Pedo Island. That's the key. You know, the Pope went, Prince Andrew went, Bill Clinton went over 20 times, Hillary went many times. Newscasters, judges, government officials, politicians, celebrities, thousands of the most powerful people in the world over the last, well, they've been doing this since the Second World War. But of course, Epstein's been doing it, I don't know, 20 years, give or take, at all of his properties. Mansion in Florida, Pedo Island, mansion in New York City, ranch in New Mexico. Hundreds of hours, well, excuse me, thousands of hours of the most disgusting video you ever want to see, ever recorded. Horrific stuff. You should Google, if you're new, Frazzle Drip. That's the Hillary Clinton snuff video, the one they found on Wiener's laptop. It shows Hillary Clinton and Uma Abedin torturing and murdering, sexually assaulting, torturing and murdering what they guessed to be an 8-year-old girl, strapped down to like an operating table. It's disgusting. You're going to be able to see all this stuff too when they finally make these arrests and the trials. Probably after the trials are over, I'm not sure. But they're gonna make all this evidence available for the public to view. You won't be able to download it. You wouldn't want to download it. It's illegal to download it. You can actually find the video on the dark web right now. Anyway, it's true. Do your own homework. I talk a lot about discernment and critical thinking skills. Don't believe anything I tell you. Look it up for yourself. It's all there. Everything I talk about, you can go to my personal page and just start scrolling back. Read the articles, watch the videos. There's 5 years worth. There's hundreds of articles and videos on all the stuff I talk about. Also on the Watchmen page, also on the Watchmen website, which is thewatchmen.co. And then we're going to have our new website, thewatchmanway.com. Will be up and running hopefully next week, I think. Lisa's trying to get it going by maybe even the 1st. I can't remember. There's a lot going on, guys. I'm having a hard time keeping up. Plus the fact I'm trying to, take some time off and just kind of relax my brain. Just do something different. I'm not doing the 16 hours a day of research. I'm focusing on, the live chats and getting rested up for the big crunch we're going to have here when all this blows up. My sidekick, Tux, my co-host. So God showed me a few things the first time in 2014. Showed me those things I talked about. Also, physical silver and Litecoin as a way to protect ourselves from what's going to come with the economic collapse. The economic collapse, people right away get scared, and they shouldn't be. Because for people like us, just average everyday Americans, middle class, this is the only time in history that for hundreds of dollars, we have a chance to change our position in life. We can go from middle class to upper class in a snap of a finger with the right investments. That's what physical silver and Litecoin are all about. If you can own even, 5 Litecoin in 5 years, they're about $60, give or take. I know it's going up today. Around $60 a piece today. So 5 of them, $300. And then, you want 300 worth of silver. At least the Roosevelt dimes, 1964. Come here. Camera hog. 1964 or older dimes. They're 90% silver. You find them under junk silver on the bullion websites that we post. Silver and Litecoin, not Bitcoin, not gold. Silver's going to outperform gold. Litecoin's going to outperform all the other cryptos. This is not just based on, what God showed me. It's based on 25,000 hours worth of research the last 5+ years. Cryptocurrencies are the future of money. They make banks obsolete. And trust me, when all of this goes down and the world sees how badly the banks have ripped us off for the last 100 years, I'm talking trillion, just in America alone, trillions of dollars have been stolen from us, both through the banks and through the government BS. The stuff that's going to come out will blow your mind. The things these people were doing to rip us off. Bottom line is, nobody's ever going to trust the government again. Well, except for President Trump's government. Not going to. Governments in general are going to be even more distrusted than they are right now. And of course, banks are done. I think in 5 years, finding a bank is going to be like finding a payphone today. That with cryptocurrencies, they're just going to go away. Nobody's going to trust them. Nobody's going to want to put their money, because you're going to lose everything. Everything in the bank's gone. In America, they rewrote the rules 2 years ago so that now our deposits are considered loans to the bank. So when they go belly up, we go to the bottom of the list of creditors, which means if we're lucky, we'll get pennies on the dollar, and we're probably going to end up with nothing. And there ain't anything left. There's $1 quadrillion worth of derivatives worldwide. 1 quadrillion. You can't unravel this circus. Eventually, there's going to have to be a reset declared, which is a good thing. So think about this. You maybe had, I don't even know what the average retirement is. It's way less than $1 million. 1 Litecoin, some analysts believe, and I think it's conservative, some analysts believe 1 Litecoin will be worth $3 million by 2024. 4 years. Costs $60 today, ballpark. Why wouldn't you, even if you're not sure, isn't it worth a gamble? What if I'm right? What if I'm right and you don't take advantage of this? You're going to kick yourself. Trust me. Everybody should be doing this. Everybody should have 5 Litecoin. Everybody should have a minimum of $300 in Roosevelt dimes. And as much other 1 ounce rounds, generic 1 ounce rounds, on top of that. 500 ounces. I mean, my goal would be, if I was just starting out, would be 500 ounces of silver and 58 Litecoin is what I would be shooting for if I was starting out right now. If you can do more, do more. My opinion is I would rather have it in Litecoin or physical silver than in paper assets because I know the paper assets are going. You need something outside the system. That's precious metals or cryptocurrencies. I mean, you could throw in jewelry, gems, artwork, but those things are going to be a lot harder to move and are probably going to fluctuate much more in value, where they're probably going to drop, where uh, silver and Litecoin are going to go through the roof. At a time when very few people are going to have any assets to work with. Because when this thing goes to zero, really the only people who are going to have assets are the ones who have Litecoin and silver. And the Litecoin may not be usable if we have issues with the internet, with power going down. I don't think that's going to happen in America. I think that we're going to get through this in America better than anywhere else in the world. I think Russia's probably going to do pretty well. I think they're pretty well prepared. China, I think they're probably prepared too. All the big players know it's coming. They all have, China, Russia, America, all have gold-backed currencies ready to go. The U.S. dollar is going down. It will no longer be the reserve currency. It might end up being a cryptocurrency. Just think about this. What if the reserve world currency is Litecoin? Think about that. What that would do to the price. The other thing you have to remember about Litecoin is there's only 84 million of them in the world. 7.5 billion people in the world, only 84 million Litecoin. And I think over 64 million have already been sold. So really, there's 20 million left. What do you think is going to happen to that 20 million when the banks close? When everybody in the world realizes that paper assets are worthless, how long do you think those 20 million are going to last? They're going to be sold as quickly as the dealers will sell. Same with silver. If you can find it, it's going to be over $100. It's 18 something today, whatever. Litecoin's 60 whatever today. 500, 600, who knows? It's going to be, I think it's 1,000 by summer. Don't miss the boat. And then also, we've got extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo. It doesn't do you any good to have all these things and not be able to protect it if this goes south. I don't think it's going to. Worst case scenario is power goes down, grocery stores are empty. No food in the grocery stores. That's worst case scenario. I don't think that's going to happen. I think President Trump keeps the power on, and I think he keeps the supply chain running well enough to keep us fed. There may be shortages. If you're not prepared, you may not eat every day, but you're not going to starve, I don't think. But that's the whole point, guys, of having extra of everything: ammo, food, water, physical silver, and Litecoin. Because the second time God showed me something was 2 weeks ago. And basically, we've been saying now for over a year, 15, 18 months, that the Litecoin and silver we were going to use to pay it forward during the recovery. Well, when God came to me 2 weeks ago, he kind of clarified that. And all of this physical silver and Litecoin that we've been collecting as Watchmen is going to be used to build the foundation of God's new church, which is the way, which is Jesus's old church from 2,000 years ago. When Jesus was here, he called his church the way. The way was basically the way you led your life, doing the right thing, telling the truth, living your life in the service of others. There was no buildings. They met in people's homes, in barns, in wherever, on the road. Wherever people gathered, they met. There are no priests, no bishops, no pope. Donations, you put it in the hands of the needy. That's what you did with your donations. You didn't send it off halfway across the world where they were going to do God knows with it. It's pure. If the world would have adopted this 2,000 years ago, we would have a completely different world today. Fast forward 2,000 years, think about where we're at. We've got the economy being cleaned out and cleaned up. So we're going to have a economic system that's honest and an even playing field. We're going to have all of these swamp rats cleaned out of the government, out of politics, out of the judicial system, out of entertainment, out of the mainstream media, out of corporations. Executive Order 122117 allows the federal government to seize the assets of any corporation or individual who's involved in human trafficking or corruption. Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, all going to be seized by the government. All those assets are going to be seized and returned to us. All those criminals are going to end up in Gitmo, executed or spending the rest of their lives in prison. They're gone. All the pedophiles gone. So now you've got 90% plus of the evil removed from the world, and you've got hopefully, and the main thing, guys, here with this, why God wants this ready, the way, is because the Catholic Church is coming down this year, 2020. The Pope's going to resign. Now, listen, I saw somewhere last night that somebody was saying that I wanted to destroy the Catholic Church or I wanted to be involved in the destruction of the Catholic Church. Listen, I could care less about the Catholic Church. I was raised Catholic. I know it's corrupt as corrupt can be. It's run by a bunch of satanic pedophiles. I'm not going to do anything to take down the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is coming down from the inside because of the pedophilia that's been rampant. You know, that's the number one revenue source for the Vatican is child sex trafficking. They're selling kids. The Vatican. That's a fact. They're going down for it too. The Pope's going to announce that 70% of priests are homosexual and 50% are pedophiles. How do you think that's going to play with all the Catholics? It's coming down, and God wants the way to fill the void left by the Catholic Church, because there's going to be millions of Catholics who are going to be devastated by this and are going to need a place to go. And this is perfect. Not corrupted by man, pretty much impossible to corrupt by man, because there's no... That's why... You know why this was never adopted? Because man wanted to use religion to manipulate us, and there's no way you can manipulate this. If you're going to have a pure form of the way, you can't manipulate it. There's no money to manipulate. It doesn't change hands. We practitioners, followers, put it in the hands of the needy. There's no power structure. Everybody is the church. No one is above anyone else. Now, if you have a particular project where somebody has a set of skills, that guy's probably going to be head of that project. But as far as the church itself, there is no power structure. We're all equal. And for the people who say, I want to be a pope or I'm trying to start my own, this is not my idea, guys. I'm the messenger. I don't want to be a priest. I don't want to be a preacher. I'm the messenger. The kind of the overall plan is that the Watchmen are going to get this thing rolling and then basically step back and then act as a resource. A place that as these, whatever you want to call them, these churches open up around the world, that the Watchmen organization, the Watchmen, us, we're going to put people together, ideas. Maybe somebody, who knows, in Africa needs money for a school. They can contact us, and we can, through our resources, match the money with a project. The possibilities are endless. Coming at a time when it's needed. God keeps telling me this is going to be huge. I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're finally going to get the world that God wanted us to have. And we're on it, guys. We're there. This year, it starts. So it's all good news. What do I do with my notes? Yeah, we're going to return to the rule of law, guys, when this happens. No more globalist agenda. No more Muslim Brotherhood. No more Sharia law. No more attacks on our constitutional rights. All of that is going to be swept right in the garbage. President Trump, by the end of President Trump's second term, all the things that everybody's all wound up about right now are going to be gone. And I go back to everybody getting all jacked up about Virginia. And I kept telling you, nothing's going to happen. President Trump won't allow it on his watch. And what did he just come out a day or two ago and said? It's never going to happen on my watch. He can write an executive order in 2 minutes that will outlaw any crazy unconstitutional law any crazy governor wants to put on the books. President Trump overrides that with an executive order. End of story. 2 minutes later. I told you guys it was a nothing burger. And half the country spent 2 weeks on chasing their tails when they could have been doing something useful. Red pilling and prepping. Red pilling their friends, neighbors, and relatives and getting them prepped up. It's the most important thing any of us could be doing right now, guys. Prove me wrong. Give me an idea that can have more impact than what we're doing right now, because this is going to launch God's people ahead of everyone else. Everybody here that's buying Litecoin and silver, we're going to be light years ahead of the rest of the pack. At best, most people are going to get a little seed money based on what they've paid into Social Security, and that's what they'll get to start back up with. Well, many of us are going to have millions. Millions at a time when everything's going down in value. Property values are going to go down 80%. Virtually anything you can buy brand new today for $50,000, in a year, you're going to be able to buy for a few thousand, maybe a couple of pieces of silver. Think about that. There are going to be those stories out there. It's people that are prepared will thrive in what's coming, and that's what God wants. The problem up to this point has been that the evil has controlled all the resources. God wants the resources in his people's hands. We're going to get the world that God intended. It's coming, guys. Get on board. Okay, we talked about Litecoin. You get it at Coinbase. All the websites will be listed in the comments section. And they have on, and you also have my phone number. Anybody has any questions, text or call me. I usually won't pick up. Leave a message. I'll call you back. Um, I've been getting this. This is just kind of some cleaning up some loose ends here, guys. I keep getting these messages about the 28th Amendment. And guys, quit sending it. It's garbage. You want it? Here's how we fix the politics. All elected officials in America serve one term only. No advertising, no donations. Lobbying is a felony. It's illegal. You lobby, you go to prison. Not jail for a couple of months. You go to federal penitentiary. Lobbying is illegal. Salaries will be based on a national average, and you won't get anything after you leave office. That eliminates all of our problems, all of the problems in politics, because these guys won't come, the criminals won't run for office because there's going to be nothing there for them. Nothing there. They won't be able to take their donation, because they won't be getting any donations. Oh, 3 televised debates. That's how we're going to decide. 3 televised, whether they're local, regional, nationwide. 3 debates, all the candidates, we vote. If you want to find out about a candidate, do your homework. We're going to go old school here, and we're going to clean it all up. That fixes it right there. End of story. No more problem in politics. So quit sending that other garbage around, because it's too weak. You're giving them too much play, too much leeway with the 28th Amendment. And in general, guys, listen, I don't open anything you guys send me that comes in Messenger. I don't open it. You shouldn't be sending anything that has to be opened in Messenger. Messenger should be for text only. And I'm going to tell you why. I got a message from a friend of mine who I thought was a friend of mine from his account, his picture, everything. Open it up. I got a virus. You can't trust it. Even if you think it's from me, don't open it. Because what they do is they'll hack into my account and then send you a virus, and you think it's me, and you open it up, and now you got the virus. So let's get away from using Messenger. If you want me to see something, post it and tag me to it. Type in my name in the comment section, and then I'll see it. But I'm not going to open it if you send it in Messenger. So don't, it's just a rule of thumb, guys. Just don't send it. It's just a way to let these hackers in. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's. What are we gonna do here? I gotta lean forward here. Come here. You can get up. What do we got for questions? Let's see. Okay, what do we got? Susan, how you doing? Mike, Kathleen, Tessie, John, Rita, Susan. Did I say Susan? Helen, Elida. Is that how I say it? Elida. Tessie saw the new Q video. Good job, Tessie. Christine, how you doing? Mike just bought some more dimes. Good job, Mike. Christine's writing backwards. Glad to have you, Elida. Chad, what's up? David, James, Keith. Well, here's the problem with the power going out, guys. If you live in the country, you probably have a generator, so it's no big deal. But if you live in the city and the power goes out, it means the water goes out. That's a big problem in the city. It's a bigger problem than the stores being empty of food. You can go for weeks with no food. You got a lot of problems if you don't have water quickly. And then plus the sanitation issues. Because you can figure if that's happening, that the garbage trucks aren't running. And if you've ever seen what happens in a big city, the garbage when this happens, the garbage just piles up in the street. And then what happens? Then the disease sets in. Not good. That's where millions die, is in situations like that. I don't think that's happening here. Could happen around the world. Not going to happen here. I'm leaning more and more towards that God's going to make this easier rather than harder on us. I've talked about this before. I think electing President Trump changed Armageddon. Tessie, we don't care who's testifying in the impeachment because I'm not talking about it. Remember? Earl, how you doing? Susie? Susie is feeling alone. And well, Susie, I know the feeling. Trust me. But here's the thing, guys. We're through the worst part. We are, like I said, we're at the finish line. We're right there. This is going down any day, weeks at the most. It's not going to be months or years. We're there. This is happening right now. Hang in there. And lean on each other. That's what we're here for, guys. Yeah, listen, to me, once the arrests are over, that's when the fun starts for me. Because that means we're going to have money coming in from our investments, and we're going to have a lot of things we can use it on too. So that's going to be the best time. Keith saying, what if the Bolton testimony is a trap for the deep state and the Democrats? I'm kind of doubtful of that, just because of who Bolton is. These people, for the most part, stay true to their core. I think Bolton is a Satanist, actually. So, it's possible they turned him early on. I'm just not seeing it, just based on how he's reacted. He's a hell of an actor if that's the case. I don't think that's going to happen. It could. And here's the thing, guys. It doesn't make any difference because they're all screwed anyway. This is just a dog and pony show. I think the president's maybe trying to milk some of these testimonies and expose some of these people. And what he's doing is he's setting the stage for the arrest, showing the American public and the world that these people are lying, thieving criminals. He's exposing them for what they are, so that when he takes them down and then exposes the pedophilia, no one in the world will riot for them or support them or vote for them. Mainstream media, done. Democratic Party, done. Globalism, done. That's a pretty good year, guys. That's a pretty good year. That's what we need to be focused on. The positive things that are happening. Focus on the things we can control. We can control. That's how we get out of this funk, is fight. Get out there and fight to red pill as many people as you can. Trust me, you'll be doing something positive and it'll take your mind off of all the other garbage. That's how I dealt with it after my stroke. Yeah. Term limits means one term. 4-year term, I don't care. 6-year term, maybe. But one term. Eliminate what you do is you keep honest people honest. When they're not getting any donations, when they don't have to run a campaign, all of a sudden they can focus on doing their jobs, the jobs they were sent there to do. It's how the system should be set up. I'm doing good, Danielle. Tired, but good. I've been tired for a long time, though, so nothing new. Yeah, there's a 28th Amendment. Mine's much better. Cross that garbage out and just put in what I said. Yeah, okay. Danielle, no, we're not going to go there. Where's Jerry been? Jerry been missing? Huh. Randy? Yeah, Lisa's not here and Jerry and Gary aren't here. Jerry and his brother Gary. Twins. Todd, how you doing? Joy, how are you? Yeah, okay. David's asking how you transfer Litecoin from computer to ledger. Okay, so the first thing is you're not transferring it from your computer. Well, so typically, David, you may want to text me. So typically, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to buy your Litecoin. It's going to be on Coinbase. That's an exchange. It's like a bank for cryptocurrencies, is the best way to think about it. What you're going to do then is you're going to transfer your coins from Coinbase to your ledger, your Nano S, your storage device, like a thumb drive. It's been posted. You probably have it. What you have to do, though, before you can do that is you have to go into Ledger Live. You have to open a Litecoin account on Ledger Live, get the address, copy and paste it, then go into Coinbase, go into your Litecoin at Coinbase, and then just, send. You want to send Litecoin, and then copy your address from your ledger. It's that simple. Once you know how to do it, it takes 30 seconds. It's that quick. And like I said, if there's something else going on there, get a hold of me. Libby, Sandy, hello. Yeah, guys, here's all you need to know about the impeachment. It's over. There's no crime. You got to have a high crime or misdemeanor to impeach a president. They've got neither. You can't impeach them. This is a waste of time and taxpayer money. And yeah, I mean, turn it off. Awesome, Christine. There you go. That's how it works. Christine got, am I saying that right? Elida, Elida, Ilita. Is that it? Glad you're here, Joy. Tell all your friends. Um, you have to. We are probably going to experience. And I'm not saying this is what happened to Gary Jerry, um, but we are going to probably experience some losses here from the Christians because they're going to have a hard time with this Bible thing. Um, I just hope they keep an open mind. That's why I've been really, guys, the best thing I can teach you: critical thinking skills. Use your discernment. Do your homework. Don't believe anything anyone tells you. Have an open mind because there are going to be things coming that I can't see, that you can't see, that the president can't see. Um, we're going to have to maybe think quickly and on our feet. That's all part of the mental preparedness. Um, Main thing, what do I keep telling you? Don't panic. No matter what happens, take a deep breath. Think about what's going on around you. What's your best course of action? You have to practice that. Um, one of the great things about rodeo is you find yourself in very dangerous situations, uh, unexpectedly sometimes, and you learn very quickly that you cannot afford to panic because if you panic, you're probably going to get yourself hurt. You have to keep your cool when when hooves are flying all around you. You might be dragging underneath a horse. You got to keep your wits because panicking will get you killed. This is the same kind of a deal, guys. Um, Stay calm. Losing it makes it worse for you. Makes it less likely you're going to survive a dangerous situation. Um, Take a deep breath. Listen. And you know how you get around it when you're a cowboy? You resign yourself. You know, how I got around it when I was starting, you have to accept death. Okay, this can happen. That's the worst that can happen. Is it worth what I'm doing? And you deal with it. And it's the same thing, guys. We're all going to die sometime. Um, Keeping your wits, using your head, will make it a lot more likely you're going to have a longer life than a shorter life. And when we're going through some potentially dangerous scenarios around the world, these are the times you need to be thinking about that. What are you going to do if somebody tries to kick in your front door or your back door or jump your fence or carjack you? You need to be thinking about all these scenarios. You need to get your firearm out, whatever you're using. You need to get to a range to do some shooting as quickly as you can. Now, I do not think many of us are going to have to fire a shot, but we have to prepare for the worst. If it doesn't happen, no harm. We're better prepared for the next thing. Um, but you're going to feel a lot better if you've got to pull that gun out, if you've used it in the last 2 weeks instead of the last 2 years. Think about it. Um, yeah, there's no impeachment, guys. It can't happen. Yeah, don't don't worry about losing friends right now, guys. Trust me, I've lost pretty much everyone I had the last 5 years. They're going to come back. Trust me. When people see what happens and they remember what you told them, you're actually helping them because we have some really horrific information coming out. And having pre knowledge of that, even though you really didn't get through to them, just the fact that you talked to them about this in the past is going to make it easier for them to navigate. And then they're going to be calling you, and you're going to remember, no hard feelings. Um, we've got to take the high road here. That's what God wants. We can't rub anybody's nose in it. We move on. What happened in the past is in the past. We need to pull together as Americans to get through this, and that's what we're going to do. End of story. We always have in the past. That's what's going to happen this time. I am located 25 miles from downtown San Francisco, Vallejo, California. The belly of the beast. Virtually every friend that we had is no longer. Every local friend. I still got cowboy friends from around the country, but not around here much. Eric, what's up? Prepare others, guys. That's what it's all about. That's living your life in the service of others. When you're sticking your neck out here, exposing yourself to the ridicule and the name calling, that's paying it forward. God sees this stuff, guys. It's all good. Keep up the good work. Be positive when you're talking to people. I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. I keep thinking back to 5 years ago when I started this, when Obama was president, and it looked like Hillary was going to be next. And understanding that we had a government that was trying to destroy us from the inside. And how are we going to defeat these people? I didn't see any way that we would get to this point where we are right now without millions of people dying. Millions would have already been dead by now in the scenarios that would have run if Hillary would have got elected. So to be here, I couldn't write a better script. And I don't see any reason that's going to change for the rest of this. Now, there might be some stuff coming up down the road a year or two, but as far as what we're faced with over the next 12, 18 months, I think this is it, guys. And if we're prepared for it, it's going to be a cakewalk. So let's get prepared. Get everybody you know prepared. Buy extra so you can help the ones that aren't prepared. It's all good. There's no reason to be fearful. There's no reason not to have a positive outlook here. And be excited about waking your friends up. Because trust me, when they've got 5 or 10 Litecoin 5 years from now and they're multimillionaires, they're going to remember you. They're really going to remember you. So it's all good. Keep pushing. I'm going to wrap it up early tonight, guys. I think we're done with the questions here. Amen, Danielle. Okay, guys. Remember, fear not. God and President Trump are 1,000% in control. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.